Okay. Good afternoon to all. Question paper is related to the sample paper which was released by KV. So in the 13th question, a student determines the focal length of a device X. So he took a device X. We need to identify what device it is by focusing the image of an distant object. Distant object means we don't know where the object is located. Let us take the object distance as infinity. Distant object on a screen placed 20 centimeter from the device. Screen means it represents, it is to obtain the image. Obtain the image means from this given data we can confirm that the image what we are going to obtain, it is called as the real image. And it's one more keyword is given, is there on the same side of the object. Same side of the object in the sense it is going to be there on the left side. For which type of optical device it will be there on the same side? For a mirror. That too, what type of mirror it is? Concave mirror. From this we can conclude that either our answer will be option C or our answer will be option D. A and B it won't even come. So either it is going to be C or it's going to be 10. That's what you are going to identify over here. So now let us continue. So the value of V it is given as 20 centimeter. Since it is there on the left side, it is going to be minus 20. So V is equal to minus 20. What type of device we found over here? Mirror. So we need to use the mirror formula. So what is the mirror formula? 1 by F is equal to 1 by V plus 1 by U. So which one you are going to find? We are going to determine the focal length. F we are going to find. So 1 by V, F is equal to 1 by, what is the value of V it is given? Minus 20 plus 1 by, what is the value of U? It's going to be minus infinity over there as it is there on the left hand side. Plus by minus is going to be minus 1 by infinity, the whole term is going to become it as a 0. So 1 by F is equal to 1 by minus 20. So therefore you can conclude that F is equal to minus 20 centimeter. So as per this one, what will be your answer? Either it is going to be C or it's D. Our answer it is option D. That means the nature of the mirror it is concave, which is having a focal length of minus 20. So this minus represents the mirror, the optical device what you are using, it is called as the concave mirror. So the second question, a spherical mirror and a thin lens has a focal length of minus 15. So F is equal to minus 15 centimeter. Two optical device they are using. One it is the spherical mirror and another one it is the spherical lens. And another one it is the spherical lens. So the mirror and the lens are likely to be. So if you are seeing over here, they gave the focal length as minus. This minus represents the nature of the optical device is going to be concave. For concave only it will be negative. So as per the options, what will be our answer? Our answer it will be option B. Both are going to be concave. The reason it is, suppose if you are taking a concave mirror, so in order to determine the focal length, we will be taking the incident rays which is coming from the infinity. After reflection, the reflected rays will meet at one specific point and that point only we will be calling it as a focus. And if you are seeing over here, from the pole, this focus and the distance between the pole and focus nothing but called as a focal length. From the pole, it is located on the left hand side. Since it is located on the left hand side, for this one it is going to be negative. Same as it is if you are taking a concave lens also, here also the same condition. From the optical center, this distance will be, that means the focal length will be located on the left hand side. Since it is there on the left hand side, both the devices are going to be concave. That means our answer will be option B. So the next question, the defect of a vision in which a person cannot see distant object. That means he is having a defect, either it may be a myopia or hypermetropia, based upon which one he cannot able to see. So read the question carefully. The person cannot see distant object. Distant object in the sense he is suffering, that we can also call it as the faraway object. That means what type of defect he is suffering from, either myopia or else he is suffering from hypermetropia. The person is suffering from myopia. The reason it is, if a person is having myopic eye, he can able to see nearby object but cannot see faraway object. Faraway object in the sense that is called as the distant object. So as per this condition, what type of defect the person is suffering from? The person is suffering from the defect called as myopia. Suppose if the same question is replaced like this, a person cannot see faraway object. By that time, the person is suffering from the defect called as the hypermetropia. Sorry. Continuous surface. Huh? Distant. Distant means it represents it as a faraway object. Distinct. Pass option. Sorry, come again. Any one stand and speak. Oh, okay. Alright. Sorry, he cannot able to see the nearby object. So by the time the person will be suffering from the defect called as the hypermetropia. So the next question, in a parallel circuit, which of the following is the same across the resistors? That means the question is based upon the combination of resistors. So what type of combination it is? It is called as the parallel combination. We all know then we are going to consider the two quantities. One it is the current and another one it is the potential difference. In parallel combination, the current flow will vary from one resistor to the another resistor, whereas the potential difference will remain same. Now what will be the answer based upon this? In parallel circuit, which of the following is same? That means constant they are asking. That means the answer is going to be the potential difference, option B. So the next question, assertion, myopia is a defect of an eye in which only nearer objects are seen by the eye. That means if a person is having myopia means he can able to see the nearby object. That assertion is true. Now come to the reason, the eyeball is elongated. This one also it is true. That is the cause of myopia. Clear? So that generally will be having two causes will be there. One it is the elongation of eyeball and another one it is the due to the excessive curvature of eye lens. Since the eyeball is becoming elongated, because of that reason only, if a light rays are coming from infinity as well as due to the excessive curvature of our eye lens, it will fall in front of the retina. That is the reason they cannot able to see the faraway object. Clear? Now just come to the answer. Either our answer will be A or our answer will be B. Which one will be our answer? Answer it is option A. That means both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Now the next question, when the resistors are connected end to end consecutively, they are said to be in series. Clear? That means when the resistors are connected end to end combination, R1, R2, R3. So these types of combination will be calling it as the series combination. That's what they said in the assertion. That means assertion is the true statement. Now come to the reason. In case the total resistance is to be increased than the individual resistance connected in series. So let us prove this one alone. Let us take the value of R1 as 5 ohm, R2 as 10 ohm and R3 as 15 ohm. So what will be the net resistance? So the R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. What is the value of R1? 5 plus 10 plus 15. 5 plus 15 is going to be 20, 20 plus 10 is going to be 30. So the net resistance is going to be 30 ohms. So in the reason what they are saying, in case the total resistance is to be increased, that means the net resistance will be greater than R1, R2 as well as it will be greater than R3. That means the reason also it is a true statement. Now come to the answer. Either it is option A or it's option B. Option B. The reason it is assertion is saying about the combination. Clear? What type of combination it is? Reason they are saying about the how the magnitude of net resistance is going to be there. Clear? That means both A and R are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. So the next question, question number 25. Two wires of equal length. That means there are two wires are there. Let us take the length of the first wire as L1 and the length of the second wire as L2. Since both are equal, let us take it as L. And the other of manganese. Sir, one of copper. Let us take the length of the first wire as it is made up of a material called as copper, and the second wire is made up of the material called as manganese. Manganese is nothing but called as an alloy. Alloy means when 2 to 3 metals are combined together, that's what we'll be calling it as an alloy. Have the same thickness. That means the diameter of both the wires are going to be same. If diameter is same, then the area of cross section also is going to be same over there. Clear? In our question, which one can be used for electrical transmission lines? So first one, can you use an alloy for the electrical transmission lines? No. So what type of wire you can use for a electrical transmission line? We can use the copper. Next, electrical heating device they are asking. Heating device means we need to go along with the material which is made up of an alloy. That means here which one is an alloy? Manganese is an alloy. That means for heating element we need to use the material called as a manganese. The reason it is alloys does not oxidize. And another one it is the melting point of alloy will be high. Clear? So these are the two reasons we are using the alloys which is made up of electrical heating device are made up of an alloys. Hey, go for a break and then come. I'll just continue. Go. Don't stop. Any pause option? When? Yes. So the next question, Draw a label diagram of the human eye. Clear? So once you drawn the part, afterwards we need to label that one. So here the bulged part which is over here, that part will be calling it as the cornea, and a dark muscular diaphragm will be there. This part will be calling it as the iris, and in between the iris will be having a hole like structure will be there. Through that only the light will passes through the lens. That part will be calling it as the pupil. That means this one only is going to control the amount of the light, and here a muscle will be there. That muscle will be calling it as the ciliary muscles, and this part will be calling it as the lens, and over here a screen will be there. That screen will be calling it as the retina, and the nerve which helps to transmit a signal, that nerve will be calling it as the optic nerve, and inside the chamber some liquids will be there. That fluid like membrane will be calling it as the vitreous humor, and in between the cornea and iris there will be one more fluid like membrane will be there. That fluid like membrane will be calling it as the aqueous humor. So these are the various parts what we are having. So the next question, a concave lens has a focal length of f is equal to 15 centimeter. So as per the sign convention rule, it is going to be minus 15. So f is equal to minus 15 centimeter. At what distance should the object from the lens be placed? That means u value you are going to find. Since in the question they said it as concave lens, it will produce only the virtual image. Virtual image means it will be located on the left side for the lens. If it is located on the left side, means the value of V is equal to 10 centimeter, 10 centimeters or minus 10. So what are the things we are going to find? Means we need to calculate the object position as well as we need to find the magnification. So what type of optical device we are using over here? We are using the optical device called as the concave lens. So lens formula we need to use. So what is the lens formula? 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. As we are going to find 1 by u, the formula will rearrange it as 1 by u is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by f. So 1 by u is equal to 1 by, what is the value of v? It is given minus 10. On minus there, add that minus 1 by, and what is the value of f? It is given minus 15. Here we don't have any symbol, so let us add it as plus. So 1 by u is equal to, plus by minus going to be minus 1 by 10, minus by minus plus 1 by 15. So now do the cross multiplication. 1 by u is equal to multiply 10 into minus 1 minus 15 plus 10 into 1 10 by 10 into 15. So what we did over here, we just multiplied this 15 into minus 1, 10 into 1 and we multiplied 15 into 10. So again 1 by u is equal to, now simplify the numerator part alone, minus 15 plus 10 is going to be minus 5, the whole divided by 10 into 15. As we need u alone, take the reciprocal, so the denominator will go to the numerator, minus of 10 into 15 by 5. 1 5 is 3 5 is. So u is equal to minus 10 into 3 is going to be 30 centimeter. So the value of u is going to be 30 centimeter. Next to what we need to calculate means we need to find the magnification. So what is the formula? M is equal to V by u. So M is equal to, what is the value of V? It is given in the question, minus 10 by minus 30. So minus minus will get cancel each other, 0 0 cancel each other, remaining what will be then? M is equal to 1 by 3. So M is equal to 1 by 3 is nothing but called as 0.33. And what is the unit of magnification? Magnification does not have any unit. So whenever you are calculating the magnification, write along with that no unit also over there. Next, name the three common defects of vision. So what are three common defects of vision we are having? One, it is myopia. And then what are the causes of myopia? The first cause, it is elongation of eyeball. The size of the eyeball will become bigger. And the second cause, it is excessive curvature of eyelids. So these are the two causes of myopia. And the second defect, what you are having? Second defect, it is hypermetropia. And this one is caused due to the first cause, it is shortening of eyeball. That means the size of the eyeball will become smaller. And another one cause, it is caused due to the increase in focal length. So the reason why the focal length is getting increased means, the reason it is the curvature of our eye lens will become thin. And the third defect what the person will be having means, they will be suffering from the defect called as presbyopia. So this presbyopia we can also call it as the old aged hypermetropia. And what are the causes means, the first cause, it is presbyopia is caused due to the weakening of ciliary muscles. And another one cause is that due to the lens will lose its flexibility. So these are the two causes of the presbyopia. So next, question number 32. A student is unable to see the words written on the blackboard placed at a distance of approximately 3 meter from him. So that means 3 meter in the sense, for that person this object is considered as the far away. That means he cannot see far away object. If he cannot able to see far away object means that student is suffering from the defect called as myopia. So now come to the question again. Name the defect. Already we mentioned what is defect is suffering from. State the possible causes of this defect. So the why you are having only two possible causes, it is there. One, it is elongation of eyeball, and another one cause is that due to the excessive curvature of islands. And then explain the method of correcting in it. So by correction we need to give. So by using what type of spectacles we are going to correct myopia means by using the spectacles which is made up of concave lens. So the respective diagram you need to draw over here. So whenever he is using the concave lens, the light rays will start to get diverged and then it will enter into our eye lens, and once it is getting entering into our eye lens, it must want to converge and then it will fall on the retina. Clear? So this is how we are going to draw the corrective eye diagram for the myopic eye. So on the next defect, next question. So in the question, a copper wire has a diameter of 0.5 millimeter. That means the diameter of the wire is going to be, so D is equal to 0.5 millimeter. Since millimeter is not the SI unit, first let us convert this millimeter into meter. So D is equal to 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter. So we converted the diameter into form of SI. As well as let us write the resistivity also. Rho is equal to, what is the value of resistivity? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 6 ohm meter. So the value of resistivity also is given. And what will be the length of this wire? That means length you are going to find to make it resistant. That means R is equal to 10 ohm. So what is the formula we are going to use over here? R is equal to rho L by A. As we are going to find L, so rearrange the formula based upon that. L is equal to R. Here A is in division. While coming to the other side, it will become as multiplication. R into A. Here L is in multiplication. While coming to the other side, so rho is in multiplication. Coming to the other side, it will become as division. So the formula what you are going to use over here, it is L is equal to R into A by rho. Now, but in the question they didn't give area directly. Instead of that one, they gave diameter alone. First, let us calculate the area. So A is equal to pi r square. As well as the radius is not there. We all know that diameter is equal to 2 times of radius. So r is equal to d by 2. So r is equal to, what is the value of d? It is given 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 by 2. So r is equal to 0.5 by 2. We'll divide it. 0.5 divided by 2, that's going to be 0.25 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Now substitute, sorry, this value over here. So A is equal to, we all know that the value of pi it is going to be 3.14, let us write that one, and the value of radius what we found it is 0.25 into 10 to the power of minus 3 the whole square. So A is equal to 3.14, 0.25 into 10 to the power of minus 3 the whole square, nothing but called as 0.25 into 0.25 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3. The reason it is a square, you can also write it as a into a, the same method what you applied over here. Now simplify this part alone. (3.14) into 0.25 into 0.25. So the answer is going to be A is equal to 0.19625 into, sorry, here we are going to apply the exponent rule. Since the base is common, we can add the powers. Minus 3 will become as minus 6. So the area of cross section of the wire is going to be 0.19625 into 10 to the power of minus 6. And then now we are going to substitute in the formula which is over here. So L is equal to R. What is the value of R? It is given 10. And what is the value of A? We calculated 0.196. We'll just take the first 3 digit alone into 10 to the power of minus 6, the whole divided by, what is the value of rho? It is given 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Here minus 6 there, here minus 6 there, both will get cancelled each other. So L is equal to 10 into 0.196 will become as 1.96 by 1.6. Now divide these two numbers alone. 1.96 divided by 1.6. So that will be equal to, L is equal to 1.225 meter. R we can write it as L is equal to 1.23 meter. Now we calculated the length of the wire. So now in the second half of the question, what is said, how much the resistance will change if the diameter is doubled. So initially the diameter of the wire is given as 0.5 millimeter. Now if you are going to double that one, means we need to write it as D is equal to 0.5 into 2. So 0.5 into 2, it is going to become as 1 millimeter. Again convert this one, 1 into 10 to the power of minus 3. L value as we calculated earlier, L is equal to 1.23 meter. So the same step as it is continue in order to calculate the area of cross section. So the A is equal to pi R square. So the R is equal to D by 2. So the R is equal to, what is the value of D? 1 into 10 to the power of minus 3 by 2. 1 by 2 is nothing but called as 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Now substitute this value over here. So the A is equal to pi. What is the value of pi? 3.14. And what is the value of R? We calculated 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 the whole square. So the A is equal to, so 3.14 into 0.5 the whole square, it will become as 0.25 into 10 to the power of minus 3 the whole square, it will become as 10 to the power of minus 6. Now we got the value of area also. We will simplify further. .14 into 0.25, that will be equal to, so A is equal to 0.785 into 10 to the power of minus 6 meter square. Now we calculated the area of cross section. So in the question what is said, how much the resistance change if the diameter is doubled. That means we need to calculate the value of the resistance. So what is the formula? R is equal to rho L by A. So R is equal to, even if you are changing the diameter also, the resistivity does not going to be changed, it will be remain the same as it is. 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 6. What is the length of the wire? We calculated length of the wire is going to be 1.23 meter by, and what is the value of area of cross section? 0.785 is there, so you can round off into 0.79 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Here minus 6 will get cancelled each other. So remaining what is in? R is equal to 1.6 into 1.23 by 0.79. So first let us simplify the numerator part. So what is the numerator part is given? 1.6 into 1.23. So the answer what you are going to get over here it is, so the R is equal to 1.968 is there. So the whole divided by 0.785. So that will be equal to, so R is equal to 0.79. So R is equal to 2.49 ohm. The value of the resistance will be changed into 2.49 ohm. So initially the value of the resistance, whenever it is in a diameter of 0.5 millimeter, by that time the resistance was 10 ohm. That means if the diameter is getting increased, what will happen to the resistance value? The resistance value will get decreased. The reason it is, if diameter is increased means area also will increase. We all know that resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross section. If area get increased means the resistance of the conducting material will get decreased. So how much it is there? Now we are obtaining, we have got it as 2.49 ohm. So the next question it is, question number 36, if the image formed by the lens for all the position of the object placed in front of us is always virtual. So here they said it as lens. So always virtual means we are having two types of lens are there. One it is called as convex lens and another one it is called as concave lens. So in this convex lens is having an ability to produce both virtual and real image. But concave is the only lens which is having an ability to produce only virtual image. Now come to the question again. If the image formed by a lens for all the position of the object placed in front of us is always virtual in the sense we can confirm that the nature of the lens what you are using it is called as the concave. So draw a ray diagram to support your answer. So what type of lens we said? We said it as a concave lens. We all know then when the refracting surface of the lens is curved inwards. So those types of lens will be calling it as the concave lens, and the center point of the lens will be calling it as the optical center O, and here one point will be there, in that point will be calling it as a focus F1, and here 1.2 F1, and here F2, and here 2 F2, and the line will be there in the middle which is passing towards the center of the lens by joining the center of curvature and optical center. That line will be calling it as the principal axis. So we are just going to prove always I am going to get a virtual image. So wherever you just place an object and take the incident ray which is passing from the head of the object like this. Since the lens what you are using it is called as concave, it will do a diverging action. So the rays, whenever the incident ray is passing parallel to the principal axis, after refraction it will appears to passes through the focus. Now let us take the second ray which is passing through the optical center. So whenever the light ray is passing towards the optical center, it will goes in a straight line without any deviation. So no deviation will takes place over here. So the point where the two refracted rays are meeting, so in that point you are going to keep a dot and then we are going to draw the image over there. Just look at over there, the two rays are appears to me, since it is appears to me, the nature of the image what you are going to get it is called as the virtual. So this is what in the question also they said, always virtual, erect. So what is the meaning of the word erect means, if the object, this is the head of the object and this is going to be the tail, and this is going to be the head of the image and this is going to be the tail. If head of both object and image is located in the same as it is means, those type of images only will be calling it as an erect image. Some rare case instead of using the word erect they can also use a word called as upright. So both the meaning are same. And then diminished, that means compared to the size of the object, if the size of the image is lesser than the height size of the object, that represents the image it is in the form of a diminished image. And then if the numerical value of the focal length of such lens is 20 centimeter, clear. So the focal length value they gave it as f is equal to 20 centimeter. As per the sign convention rule, the focal length of concave lens is minus 20. So they are asking us to find the power of the lens. We all know that a unit of power is diopter. So whenever you are going to express the unit of power in diopter, always the focal length must not be in the form of meter. but here they gave in a form of centimeter. First let us convert that meter into centimeter. So F is equal to minus 20. In order to convert from centimeter to meter, we are going to divide the given number by using 100. 0, 0 will get cancelled each other. So F is equal to minus 0.2 meter. Now we got the focal length value. By using this one, you are going to find the power. So what is the formula to calculate power? So P is equal to 1 by F. So P is equal to 1 by minus 0.2. So as decimal place is there, multiply and divided by 10. So P is equal to minus 1 into 10, 10 by 0.2 into 10, 2. 1 2s are 5 2s are. So the power of the given length set is going to be minus 5 diopter. So don't forget to convert this one in order to from centimeter to meter. So the next question, question number 36. The image of a candle flame placed at a distance of 40 centimeter. Yes. So the U is equal to minus 40 centimeter as it is there on the left hand side. The image of the candle flame placed at a distance of 40 centimeter from a spherical lens is formed on the screen. Instead of giving the word a real image, they use the word screen is here. As we said earlier, screen means it represents the nature of the image. What you are going to obtain, it is called as real image. Why? Because virtual image cannot be obtained on the screen. On the other side of the lens at a distance of V is equal to, since it is there on the right side means it is going to be positive. So plus 40 centimeter from the lens. Identify the type of the lens over here. As we said in this condition, concave can able to produce only virtual, but convex is having an ability to produce both real as well as virtual. From this you can conclude that the nature of the lens what we are going to use over here, it is called as convex lens. Next, and write its focal length. So let us draw the either based upon the diagram you can say, or else by using the formula you can prove that one. First let us prove by using the formulas. So 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. So 1 by F is equal to 1 by, what is the value of V? It is given plus 40 minus 1 by, and what is the value of U? Minus 40. Minus and minus will get cancelled each other, it will become as plus. So 1 by F is equal to 1 by 40 plus 1 by 40. As the denominator is same, you can just write it as 1 by F is equal to 40, 1 plus 1. So 1 by F is equal to 1 plus 1 is going to be 2 by 40. So therefore F is equal to 40 by 2. 1 2s are 22s are. So F is equal to plus 20 centimeter. So either you can prove like this, or based upon the diagram you can just prove that. So optical center F1 to F1, and then this point will be calling it as F2, and this point will be calling it as the 2F2. So in the question clearly they said that object is placed at a distance of 40 centimeter. That means it is over here. Image is formed at a distance of 40 centimeter on the other side. This represents I am going to get the same size image. So at what position you will be getting the same size image? Whenever you are placing the object at 2F1. 2F1 means it is nothing but called as radius of curvature. That means object distance will be equal to radius of curvature. So what is the value of object distance? U is equal to 40 centimeter. That means the radius of curvature also is going to be 40. If radius is 40 means what will be the focal length? The relation it is R is equal to 2 into F. So therefore F is equal to R by 2. So what is the value of R? 40. 40 by 2, that is going to be 20 centimeter. Even you can prove like this also. Next, what will be the nature of the image if the candle flame is shifted to 20 centimeter towards the lens? So initially it is at 40. Now if I am shifting the lens towards 20 centimeter means from here I am shifting the lens towards 25. That means 40 minus 25. 40 minus 25 is going to be 15 centimeter. That means the focal length is 20 means I am placing the object at 15. That means the object is located between F1 and optical center. If it is placed between F1 and optical center means what type of image we are going to get over here? So the nature of the image is going to be virtual. The reason it is, we'll just prove by using the diagram over here. Yes. So what type of lens they said? The nature of the lens, it is called as convex lens. So this point will be calling it as optical center, f1, 2f1 and f2, 2f2, and this line will be calling it as the principal axis. So we proved that the focal length of the lens, it is 40 centimeter, and then in the question they said that object is shifted to a distance of how much centimeter? 25. That means use 25 means, so 40 minus 25, as we said earlier, it is going to be 15 centimeter. That means object is located between f1 and optical center. So mention the head of the object A and tail of the object as B. Now send the incident rays passing parallel to the principal axis from the head. So after refraction, it will passes through the focus f2. Again, if the incident ray is passing through the optical center, it will goes in a straight line without any deviation. There is no possibilities for these two refracted rays to meet. So what we'll be doing over here, we'll be considering them as a imaginary, and we'll be making them to meet at one specific point, and the point where the two refracted rays are actually meeting, here we'll be getting the image, and this one will be calling it as A dash, and this one will be calling it as the B dash. Since the refracted rays are appears to meet in the sense what type of image it is? The image, it is called as the virtual image. So the last question, the obstruction offered by a conductor in the path of the current flow is called as a resistance. The unit of resistance is ohm. It has been found that the resistance of the conductor depends upon the temperature of the conductor. As the temperature increases, resistance also increase. The reason it is, resistance is directly proportional to the temperature of the material. Why? Because if you are increasing the temperature of the material, the mobility of the electrons also will increase. Mobility in the sense how the charges is going to move over here. If mobility is getting increased, means the collision between the two charges also will be more. Due to more amount of collision, the flow of current will get reduced. So that is the reason we are saying that if temperature is increased, the resistance will start to get increased, and then the current flow will get decreased. The reason over here, and then but the resistance of alloys like manganese, constantan and nichrome is almost unaffected by the temperature. The resistance of a conductor also depends upon the length of the conductor and area of cross section of the conductor. More be the length, more will be the resistance. That means they are saying that the resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. Resistance is directly proportional to length, and more be the area of cross section, the lesser be the resistance. That means resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross section. Next, which of the following is not will decide in material being used for making the electrical wires? What will be the answer? Which of the following is not will decide in the material being used for making electrical wires? So we will not use the materials which is having high melting point over here, like an alloy. Clear? And the next one is that question number 2. The VI graph of two metallic bodies A and B is given. What is the correct relationship between their temperature? So this is the wire for TA and this is the wire for TB. Clear? That means, as we said earlier, resistance is directly proportional to the temperature. That means if temperature is more, means resistance also will be more and current flow will be less. So observe the graph carefully. In which graph, that means in which wire more amount of current is passing, and in which graph less amount of current is passing over here. Along the y axis, here they took it as a current, and along the x axis they took it as a potential difference. So if you are seeing over here, let us give the values for our own. 0, 5, 10. For the respective potential difference, the value of the current which is passing through the wire B, it is high, whereas wire A, it is less. Now come to the question again. TA is lesser than temperature. The VI graph of the two metallic wires of wire A and B is given. What is the correct relation between the temperature? So based upon the temperature, we need to say if temperature is more means current flow will be less. So you can conclude that TA, that means the temperature in the A is greater than the temperature in the B. That means our option will be answer B. Next question, B question. Two wires of same material, one is having a length and another one is having a cross section of A. So let us name the wires. L1 is having a length of L and area of cross section is going to be A. And one more wire is there, let us take it as L2, it's 2L and area of cross section A2 is equal to A by 2. Which of the following is correct? So now let us prove the same material, one more word also it is given, same material means the resistivity of both the wires is going to be same. So rho 1 is equal to rho 2 is equal to rho. Now let us prove the what is the resistance of the first wire. So the R1 is equal to rho L by A1. So the R1 is equal to rho, what is the value of L1? L, and what is the value of A1? A. Let us keep this value. Likewise, we will calculate the resistance of the second wire. R2 is equal to rho L2 by A2. So the R2 is equal to rho, what is the value of L2 it is given? L2 it is given as 2L by, and the value of A2 is given as A by 2. So this one is looking like A by B the whole divided by C by D. How we can rearrange this one? A by B into D by C. For rho 2L we don't have any denominator, let us assume it as 1. So first we will simplify this one. So R2 is equal to rho into 2L, 2 rho L by 1 into, instead of D what is in 2, and instead of A we are having C, what we are having it as A. So now multiply this alone, 2 into 2 is going to be 4. So R2 is equal to 4 rho L by A. So we got that R1 as rho L by A and R2 as 4 rho L by A. So instead of rho L by A, we can write it as R1. So the R2 is equal to 4 R1. So based upon this, what will be our answer over here? Our answer it will be C. Option C, R2 will be equal to 4 R1. So now the last question. A wire of resistance 20 ohm is cut into 5 equal parts. Let us take a wires over here. Initially the resistance of the wire is going to be 20 ohm. If this wire is cutted into 5 equal parts means what will be the value of each part is going to be there? R1, R2, R3, R4 and R5. Since it is cutted into 5 equal parts, the value of each part is going to be 4 ohm. So in the question what they are saying, the resistance of each part directly they asked. So what will be our answer? Our answer it will be option